Hey, Rocky Robin here. Look, it happens all in Philadelphia. It's where it ends, in Philadelphia. Because it's all script. You remember Rocky, right? He was from Philadelphia. Did he lose? I don't think so. I don't think so. He got beat up. He got beat up, but he never lost. October 4th. Man, I love these dates. I love setting dates. I love it. I love those too. Just keep them coming. October 4th. September 30th. September 27th. 3, 2, 1. (23:24). Guess it wasn't that important, huh? It's a lot of time to waste. September 23rd. That's the 2-year period. The signs in the sun and the stars and the moon. Over on Heron Road, King Heron, he was looking to kill those children 2 years and under. You know, the 144,000. The modern day 144 on YouTube, in all likelihood. Like, specifically YouTube. But I'm sure Facebook too. And I'm sure throughout the world that people that aren't even on, but they have a big impact in the world. So there's people that aren't on social media, but they're in high places. They've been running their mouth for the past 2 years at least, and they just don't know how to shut up. So that king, he wants them silenced. He was tired of hearing them. But that's just to follow the script. It's a peaceful little hangout. I'm early to the meeting, by the way. I'm early. I'm just here first. All the rest, they'll be here soon. September 19th. There's 2 days. I heard Trump talking about 2 days, 2.5 days. When that next major news dominating event happens. The next one. What day is that going to happen on? What event is it going to be? And where is it going to be at? It's going to dominate the news. There's going to be an event that happens after there's no more truth on YouTube. There's going to be an event that happens that you heard about before on YouTube. You heard about the event was going to happen beforehand, but then when the truth is stomped to the ground, you're going to remember the events that are going to happen. And then for the ones that are on the inside, you guys, the ones that are on the other end, you have a king over you whose name is King Ahab. And what you think is going to happen isn't going to happen. What's going to happen is your king, he didn't tell you just yet. Well, see, I think that's why he's already went and snitched. You guys snitched on the ones that are just praying to their God, and you tricked them into some kind of signing some kind of decree, and the event still has to happen. The final event, well, that's easy. That's easy. It's the events beforehand that lead up to it. That's where it gets interesting. Yep, it's a bomb. It's a bomb. There's bombs. I've never heard them talk about so many bombs before. Bomb threats. That president, I think he got blown up almost. A bunch of people died over there. I think it's Pakistan. This theme, something's off with the theme. So I'm just going to go ahead with the next 4 events, because that 4th event, those 2, there were supposed to be 3 back to back here in Philly, which was 4 altogether. I said from the beginning, there's 4 events that happen in Philly, and before they all started to happen, there's 4 events. Or once I call it on to the next batch, that there would be 4 of them happening here in Philly, but there was only 2, and then there's 2 of them that were prolonged. Two of them prolonged. You're gonna see it anyway. You're gonna see it. You won't see me anymore, but you'll see it. So then what happens when I'm not on YouTube? Well, there'll be different stories made up. Different stories. because what the theme is on Scotty's end, right? Scotty, hey, look, at 10:11, I'll finally give you a shout out. All right, at 10:11, Scotty Alpine. Look, I'm good at tilling the land, right? I don't mind tilling the land. Like, I'm not going to just be stagnant and sit still after this is all over with. But see, I don't till the land that smells like shit. I don't till that land. Nor do I till the land that bears rotten fruit. So there's going to be a lot of land tillers, and on that end, the ones that know who Stephen James DeShawn is, they know him because they already knew him to be like the underground king man, and so they'll pretend that that he's nobody, and they don't even know him. I remember the one time, Scott, you're like, "Who, SJ? Who's that?" Acting all dumb, but we already knew that you knew him from before. But this is a man who promised you guys life. He promised you prosperity. He promised you, basically the world. But you have to wait a specific time period until you get the reward. Now, some of you know the actual day and date of the event that's going to take place, and you're just acting dumb. And others, you don't know. You truly don't know. So these events that are going to happen, that you're going to see after I'm gone from YouTube, because they're going to yank the cord probably on my 911th day on September 30th. Because from that point on, there's a 21-day period. Now, October 1st, September 30th, October 1st, is going to be a vision like no other vision that one person's going to see. And then the whole world sees. But there's an event that takes place that begins those first 21 days. The first 21 days, there's an event that just, man, I mean, I'll tell you what, it's going to look like the end of the world. October 1st, it's going to happen. I know you heard it before. I've heard it before too. I've even told myself quite a few years in a row, October, it's, Robin, this is it. Yeah, it's the 5th year, Robin, since Harold, the false prophet. Yeah, since he warned us about the end of the world on October 21st of 2011. It's like, it's 2017 now. So now it's the 5th trumpet being, or the 6th year, going into the 6th year. But this is the 7th and of the 8th year. So, man, we're getting ready to go to World War III. You're going to hear that. That's going to be declared. October is the month, man. It's the month going into November. Just remember, you can't, we're at the point where we know now. We know the ending. We know the story. We know the script. You guys on the inside know what the script is, because it's also what you were promised. But then from the outside, looking in, knowing the script too, the ending is, you have an ending. 10-10 wins, right? It does, absolutely does. Oh, Paul Begley, pastor, coming to Pennsylvania. Oh, so he's coming to Pennsylvania too. How interesting that. Yeah. So, all right. Who else is coming to Pennsylvania? Richie from Boston. There's an alien invasion coming to Pennsylvania. Everything's happening in Pennsylvania. Stephen Ben Danoon's coming to Pennsylvania. Church, Philadelphia, already burnt down, by the way. Philadelphia, here, brace yourselves. So there's a script that you guys are all involved with, and I know what it is. And I'm from the outside looking in. But see, for the people that might think, because there's a bunch of different opinions, for the people that might have a suspicion about me, right? Because my predictions, once I'm gone, will be dead on accurate, exactly the way I said it would be, to the T. Because they're going to make sure that it happens like that. Or I already know exactly what they're doing, so I'm going to tell you beforehand. So what that does is, for being so accurate after I'm gone, because right now I'm hot or cold, and that's the way God prefers it. If you're lukewarm, well, that's on you. It ain't on me. I'm at least getting hot or cold. I'm getting hotter, getting warmer. It's burning up, okay? I'm getting there. Just relax. I'm getting there. What'll happen is you're going to battle with your demons. The demons are going to try to tell you that he's just part of it. He's the best actor. All right, he's the one. Look, Steve did say I'm the best actor he's seen in a long time, but that's because he means like a real person, like a real person, because he's used to all the Hollywood actors. But that's his words, not mine. But what they'll try to do is get you to be convinced. Those demons will try to get you to be convinced that I am part of the inside, because of the accuracy that will happen in the last 21 days. Because there's a first 21 days, and then there's another 21 days. Because the final 21 days is 11, 11, 1, 9. The real 1, 1, 1, 1, 9. Did I say 5 of them? And then the 9, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. The real 911. It's not a bad thing. They made it a bad thing. That's all you need. You know, you need 911 days to straighten things out. So there you go. But the ones that do know their God, well, you guys are going to remember, and you're going to tell the other people that you're around when you're seeing it happen, because you're going to have a memory. And that's what helps other people get through what's getting ready to happen. So the ones that are on the inside, that are Steve's buddies, I mean, you think you're his buddy, and he did tell you, he did promise you, because I sensed the same thing. There was like a threatful type of promise. If I don't get to his house or something, or if I don't believe who he says he is, that wrath is going to come upon me. I know better. The wrath of God is within inside of you. How do you live your life? You know, the wrath of God will dwell inside of you if you don't straighten up, if you don't calm down, if you continue to lie. You know, the wrath of God is coming upon you. If you're a continual liar, then you have to either continually repent, or the wrath of God is continually on you, and you just have a tough life, and you don't sleep well, and people bother you all the time because you blame other people. You blame them for bothering you. Like, who are you to be bothered, sire? So here comes September, the end of it, the 23rd, it's the 2-year period. Kleck is going to get crowned because he's one of you that understands part of the script. and he was promised to be the Messiah. Nick Vandelay, he's pretty good. He understands. He's pretty on point with what he's saying is getting ready to happen too. Pretty on point. But he understands it with all the terminology. I don't know all that stuff, but seems to sync with knowing that this is jumping off this month and going into the 10th month. But I think his days are 3 days off, 3.5 days off from Harold Camping's days. So I don't know. But these events are going to take place, and the shutdown is coming, and Christ is supposed to, well, his bride is supposed to come out of the closet, and so you know they're going to literally play that out. Michael Spears and Jonathan Kleck are going to play that out. Like, that's literally going to happen behind the scenes. We're not going to see it on YouTube, but that's going to happen behind the scenes. I believe that they already have that set up, and the bride of Christ is going to come out of the closet and marry Christ. That's the first time I heard, because I heard Nick Vandelay say that. I'm like, wow, does it really say that? Guess it does, huh? So the bride of the Christ comes out, they get married, and that has to be on the 23rd is the, well, the 23rd is the, I know what it is. All the ballots are collected. Everybody who cast their vote, yep, they cast their lots. There you go. And then the lot fell on Jonathan Kleck, man, to get played big time, punked. And then there's a real crowning 3 days later, 3.5 days later. There's a real crowning that takes place. And then it might even be another 3.5 days after that a real crowning happens. It could be prolonged. Just like everything, it's prolonged. It's doubled. 10 days it's double, because it turns into 21 days. Because 2 full days comes to the 21st day. That's why. And then, but if you go to 3 whole weeks goes to the fullest of the end of the 21 full days. But there's a period of time where Daniel was well, he was withstood, or I think the angel that was talking to him was withstood for 21 days, and then he got help, but he had to stay there with the kings of, I don't know my Bible. I know that when I get the message of it, I hear it and then it resonates, but I kind of forget the characters that are involved, because I know it's an angel, but then it's someone in white linen, and it's also Daniel. But regardless, he has to be withstood for 21 days first, and there's a hold-up. There's like a prayer type hold-up, or Satan's withholding some truth for 21 days. I think that truth might involve like events that take place that are happening, and they were put on hold for about 21 days, and then you'll see the event take place 21 days later. But the truth has to be stomped to the ground first, because they really need everybody on social media. They need them to all believe There's no interruptions of people like us. They just need everybody to get sucked into it. So believe what you want. Everybody does anyway. Judge not, lest you be judged. Don't worry about me setting dates. It's for your own good. You'll see it when it happens. Too many things are just confirmed that, like, there's no denying it. I can't just pretend that it ain't happening to me. I just don't think about it that much because there's too many things to think about. They're still lurking here in Philly. They're still here. But just remember, you know, Rocky always wins in the end. I just thought it would be, I don't know. I thought it would happen in Washington, D.C. Or I thought, you know, New York, but it starts in Philadelphia. It begins in Philadelphia. It ends everywhere. Everywhere else, all the fake news ends. And there's a 3-day period, 3.5-day period that obviously they're playing out that's going to be dark. So don't forget about that sun dropping for 3 days. The moon's supposed to still literally turn to blood. And the alien invasion's coming. Everything happens before July. I mean, what did it say before July? November. Everything happens before November. All these sights and wonders and miracles and signs. But then there's also that 10-day period till 11/11/19. I think the next 4 events are going to happen 4, 3, 2, 1. It's going to be back to back to back to back days. 4, 3, 2, 1. They're saving the big one for last. Philly. The explosion. Because first the aircraft carrier has to be destroyed spiritually on YouTube first. Then the aircraft carrier will be destroyed literally through the television set. And 7,000 men are going to be slain when they tell you the amount of people that died in Philadelphia. And I think 5,000 men will die on when they sink our battleship. So how many people died at 9/11? What was the count? Was it 3,000 men? 3,500 maybe? Well, this is the second 9/11. Second time around, the number doubles up.